Welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to give you guys a little update on the fish room because things are always changing, and I haven't recorded in like 4 or 5 days because I've been down here working, making some improvements. You guys can see right here, we got a whole rack of tanks on this side now. So I'll dive into that here in just a second. And with me doing all this work the last 4 or 5 days, I kind of neglected these tanks right here because I normally like to do weekly water changes, sometimes bi-weekly, but lately I've been doing a lot of weekly water changes. So you can see we got a little bit of evaporation in a few tanks. Might see a little bit of algae on a few aquariums. Nothing crazy, but the tanks are looking amazing. Like stuff like this. Got some plants that been kicked up. This Australian rainbow tank got a little bit of algae on the glass, but that's what happens when you don't set up aquarium with a lot of plants initially. So for example, this tank right here, when I first set this tank up, I put a lot of plants in here. So that's why we don't have zero algae going on in this aquarium. But if you look at this tank down here, you have a little bit of algae growing, little diatoms growing, and that's because there's just not a lot of dense plants in here. And these are actually some stem plants, which really help fight off the algae because they're fast growing plants, but these are just not growing fast enough because I don't have the proper light and all that on them. But when you're setting up a tank for the first time, put a lot of plants in there originally when you first set it up because you will never have algae. Another example here, got all that hornwort, which grows really fast, suck up all the nitrates, so the algae doesn't even have a chance to compete with it. The same with this aquarium, along with this one as well, which is looking really crystal clear. I haven't did a water change on this in like 2 weeks, and this tank is just clear. Granted, we only have 2 guppies in there, so they're not really making much of a bio load, which they're looking good right now. Definitely looking good. So we don't really have much problems in here. This tank is looking good. Got a little bit of glass need to be wiped off, and then our beautiful Odessa barbs is looking good as well. But I have a filter on this aquarium, so this tank stays pretty crystal clear for the most part. Stays really clear. Can't wait to move these male Odessa barbs out and put them in the tanks behind me. I got a dope idea for a setup for them. Can't wait to set that up along with the tiger barbs and everything else. We'll be doing a lot of breeding this year. I have so many plans for you guys this year. Let's check on these guys, see how they doing. Oh, not scared them away. But we got our Turkana jewels down here, the male and the female, looking good. They haven't started spawning yet, and they haven't killed each other yet, so that's always a good thing. I'm glad they haven't did that. I do want to show you guys this. I just set this up the other day, but this is like crazy right here. So I have a pond up here that's sitting on top of my refrigerator that I keep like all my frozen food and different things. But in here we have African cichlids, yo, and they're hungry right now too. So we got an African cichlid pond right here, and I do cover this up at night to make sure these guys don't jump out or anything like that. But when I'm down here in the fish room, I leave it open so they can just hang out. And then I'll put like a little egg crate like this over top of them, and just keeps them from jumping out. But we have a African cichlid pond that's up in the air, and I just think this is super dope, crystal clear. We got some nice little peacocks in here, and then there's like this ACI breed that I've like crossbred. It's just a whole bunch of rejects. It's like a reject pond pretty much, but there is some nice fish in here, and I just think it looks good. And eventually I probably would do like something more community planted and just have this looking really good. But for right now, this was good going on. Got the wood, all that looking good right here. Just something different. Now over here to the left side of the owl, which I call this my owl. Over here to the left side of my owl, I went ahead and set up this rack system right here. Now, the downside of me having this fish room in my basement is that my floors aren't level at all. So I have to run cinder block stands because I tried wood stands right here and it just didn't work. It just wasn't level right. It just didn't work out. I didn't like the way it looked, and it just wasn't clean and sleek how these are. Everything is just flush and it just looks really good. So I went back to the center block stand, which is original. It works perfect for me, and I haven't had any problems with it over the last 4 years of doing this down here in my fish room. But we have 4 55s up here at the top, and then 4 40 breeders down here at the bottom. Now I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with these tanks. I know they're gonna be beautiful show tanks. Probably do like some planet stuff, probably do some South Americans. We're gonna do some cool stuff in these aquariums, and we'll just go tank by tank setting them up. It'd be separate videos and showing you guys me setting the tanks up and all that jazz. But this is what's going on this side. So we got a total of 8 tanks right here, and then I think over here, I don't even know how many this is. I had to count. But we're going to minimize this as well. All these 20s, some of the 20s down here at the bottom are going to get moved to a different spot, which you guys will see that in a future video. I got something cool that I'm working on, but you guys have to wait for that. So we'll get some 4-footers down here to make less tanks in the aisle. I want less tanks in here, and you guys would understand why I want less tanks right here in the future. But right now, this is what's going on. I am testing out a few lights. I got this like saltwater light that I have forever. It doesn't really show up really good on the camera, but it has all the spectrum. It looks amazing, and I'm going to be testing them out, seeing how they look. It's either I'm going to be able to grow a bunch of plants or I'm going to get a bunch of algae. It's just, I don't know which one, but we're going to find out. But it's not like overly light in the tank right now, but you know, who knows? We'll see. Once we get water in plants, we'll see if we grow the plants or we grow a bunch of algae. But I got 2 of those. We're going to run them down here. And I also have some really nice lights right here to have all the spectrums and everything that I'm going to hang them up. So these tanks are going to be show pieces. They're going to look amazing. And right now, everything looks pretty rubbish. I still need to put up my backdrop so you don't see my furnace and all that crap, because I like everything clean and sleek. But I want to give you guys a raw look at how things are looking right now. I think it looks amazing. And while we're here, let's look at this real quick too. Now down here at this tank, I have some redhead topper and I'm really excited to do like a really nice scape for these guys in the new setups. I have a really cool idea that I think would do amazing. I think I got like 8 of them in here. And they're starting to get their color back. They're looking really good. So we're going to be setting up something super dope for them. But for right now, they are in this 36-gallon, and it looks rubbish. All my tanks look rubbish right now because I've been down here working so much trying to get everything moved around, get everything figured out. But we are coming back strong. I just need to do my water changes. Like, it's nothing like crystal clear water. Like, I need every tank crystal clear like that. But that comes with the labor of love. Down here, I got my fat little female in here, waiting for her to drop so the rest of the babies can swim out with their little brothers and sisters. The male, I think, ended up passing away because I ain't seen him in days, so I think he's gone. But it's okay. We got a fat female, and I got her in this breeder box and just waiting for her to drop. And we'll be able to have some really cool guppies. But there's a lot going on, but not much at all. Look at the pike. And we scared them. And he went back in hiding. And the bicher is out. Looking good. These guys need a little bit of a water change. The plants is doing good in here, though. So that is kind of where we at right now in the fish room. Things are looking, like I said, pretty rubbish. But trust me, y'all know I'm going to freak it. And it's going to look crazy when I'm done. Just how we brought this side together. We'll be bringing this side back together as well. So that is going to be pretty much it for today's video. Just want to give you guys an update. I'm finna spend some time now that I got some free time. I'm done working on all this and some other stuff that I'm working on that you guys gonna have to wait to see. Now I can spend some time on these tanks, do some water changes, some maintenance, and make sure all these tanks are looking pristine, just like I like, and do a little feeding. So that is pretty much it. Before I get out of here, if you guys have a fish room, have some cool tanks in your house, and you want me to come travel in, come visit your fish room, visit your local fish stores, let me know. Reach out to me, DM me on Instagram, send me an email, message me on Facebook, and let's set it up, because I would love to travel around the country visiting you guys' fish rooms, seeing all the local fish stores in the area, and just showcasing that on this channel. That way, we don't have to always be down here in the fish room. I can bring something fresh and new to you guys always. So if you want me to be in your city, let's set it up and I'll be there. Other than that, I'm out of here. I will catch you guys in the next video. Let me know what you guys think about this side, and we will get this thing together, man. So stay tuned.